On the ground, this is T.J. Yeldon. And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Second down, Kaiser. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 17 yards on the pickup there. The drive will continue. It's a first down.
I do believe we'll see a little bit more of this as this game progresses, because when you can have that type of a gain in the middle of the defense, it hurts them in so many ways, because most teams like to be strong down the middle. And if you can sting them there, that opens things up for you on the outside as well.
That's where their big tight end, is so good, that middle third, the seam routes, the in routes. Yeah, you're right. Probably see more of that.
Yeah, it takes a lot of courage and fortitude to go in the middle as well.
Kaiser hit, and he lost the football. And this belongs to the Vikings. So the defense there, opportunistic.
It's nice to give them credit, isn't it? Because so many times it's more a matter of what the offensive guy didn't do. Didn't secure the ball, didn't cover. Up. In this case, let's just give credit to where it belongs. Knocked it free, made a big play.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
First red zone chance now for the Vikings. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 17.
Detroit!
They'll drop the throw. And he fires one that's intercepted. Josh Hawkins with a pick. Accelerating, and off he goes. The 20. And into the end zone. It's a pick 6 and a Packer touchdown.
Now, that was a beautiful play. A pick 6. How would you punctuate something like that, partner?
What do you mean, with an exclamation mark?
Exclamation mark, a big word. What would you do with that?
Ampersand?
I like it.
Extra point up and good by Crosby. And that makes the score 7-0. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards, as he'll get this only back to the 20. Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. And following the pick 6, and they have decent field position in throwing that pick 6. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told us they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
Murray. He'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 23.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
Set! Blue 90! Blue 90!
He'll look to throw. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And they went for a big play through the air on second down. Couldn't connect. Now it's third.
What I loved about meeting with these coaches before the game is we didn't even have to ask any questions. They told us that they were going to be aggressive and push the ball downfield. They weren't successful on that play, but look for them to try it again later.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on second down.
Gun! 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 Gun!
He'll drop to throw. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Daquan Jones in there to make the play. It'll be a loss of 14, and it'll bring up a 4th down. Here's Michael Pilardi now, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. Fielded at the 33. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially given 15, and it'll be Packer football here. 1st down and 10. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. On 1st and 10, Kaiser. They go with a screen. It's Yeldon. Whoosh. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Now, they may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a 1st down. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. A 1st down carry now for Yeldon. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. He had a great read there from his free safety position. And, Charles, you know with those guys, it's all about their eyes. They have to be laser focused.
Yeah, I had to fake my way through it when I was playing, but now I can see exactly what they're doing. And on that play,
blitz coming, and down he goes. These strong safeties, some people may not realize it. It's really like an extra linebacker, right?
It really is, because they're hybrids. Half linebacker, half defensive back. The linebacker in him on that play emerged.
So a tough spot for Kaiser. The sack, and now it's 3rd and long.
Flex round! Flex round!
From the gun, Kaiser going deep here for Landry. And it falls incomplete after almost being intercepted. A pick there would have been great. The good news for the defense now, it's 4th down. On 4th down, J.K. Scott ready to punt it away. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. Calls for the fair catch, makes the fair catch just inside the 15-yard line. Officially just 27 yards there on the punt. And the Vikings will be backed up deep to begin their drive as they take over 1st and 10. Here's Murray now as they run it to start the drive. And good yardage as he gets this one up to about the 23. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
That was 2nd down run for Murray. And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and now they're faced with a 3rd and 1.
They don't want it, fellas. They don't want it. Let's get it. All right, here we go.
They'll run here. It's Murray. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave them with a 4th down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. What that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Packers offense now heading back out onto the field. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand in first place in their division, looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number one goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number two goal is win your division. Number three goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round. Flushed out right to the right side, and he's got Landry complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
And let's face it, that what we just saw there, not a surprise, is it? I mean, this is what he does well. And if you don't tackle him as soon as he catches the ball, this is the end result. Big yardage afterwards.
Got the speed, the agility, so good with run after catch. And we're only in the first quarter, so they better get a wrangle and a hold on that quickly.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And what's really difficult to try and defend him is if you want to press him so that you get him on the ground quickly after the catch, a lot of times he'll just run past you at the initial point of contact, and he'll go deep.
With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Second quarter about to get underway with the Packers in possession of the football. And they'll come up looking to keep this drive moving. Time for our first check of the NFL scoreboard. It's the Colts in that one that have grabbed the early lead. We'll keep you updated on that one as it progresses. Now a first carry for their fullback. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. It's another 10 yards on that one and another first down.
I know a lot of times we like to put players in certain boxes. He does this and he does that. But this guy, he can do a little bit of everything. He's not just a lead blocker or a guy who protects the passer. Handing the ball, he might want to get out of the way.
The pitch goes to Yeldon, and they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. So a loss of 5, and it'll be second down.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Here we go. What? 90. What? 90. Flex round. Flex round. Hut. Hut.
And they'll try to throw here. Kaiser. And that one was nearly picked. Not sure he was accounting for the free safety. That brings up third down.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
They'll throw here. Kaiser. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is it allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
And Crosby puts it through, and the lead moves to 10-zip. So chalk that down as an 8-play drive capped with a field goal.
Yeah, as a friend of mine used to say, they were moving and grooving for a while, but they couldn't keep the momentum going enough to get a touchdown out of it.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. And now out comes Minnesota. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. They'll try and start this drive in the air. He's going to look deep down the field, and it drops down incomplete. Thought he might have had it. Instead, second down. Seems like this defense, especially the secondary, has really been contesting about every throw in this first half.
Remind me of a good half-court defensive basketball team. Every time a pass is thrown, they're right there in good defensive position, able to affect the play.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by Josh Jones. And it's a huge return as he brings us all the way back down to the 15-yard line. He has been interception-prone here in his rookie season. How patient can they be with him?
That is the key question, isn't it? A lot of it depends on the head coach, the type of defense you have, and just a general understanding of the makeup of him. But the bottom line is you posed a great question. Are they at the stage where they've run out of patience and now they get to demand production? Or do you continue to stay with him this way?
Flex round! Flex round!
Following the interception, Kaiser, he's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. A gain of 4 on the play, and it'll make it second down. Four yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6.
Flex round! Flex round!
To throw is Kaiser. Oh, Kaiser can't get away, and he'll go down.
I don't know about you, but if I'm the offensive line coach right now, I'm having an absolute fit. This team that they're going against has 3 sacks, yet they rank dead last in the league in sacks coming into this game.
Maybe overlooked them a little bit?
Could be. I don't know if it's the scheme. I don't know if they've just gotten fortunate along the way. I have no real great answer for it, but we're seeing something you don't often see.
So a tough spot for Kaiser. The sack, and now it's 3rd and long.
Ohio! 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 Ohio!
From the shotgun, it's Kaiser. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. This is what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
And now out comes Minnesota. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. They pitch it out to Murray. And he'll be dropped at the 30. And a shifty move got him a couple extra on the play. And he's able to get more than half of what they needed. That brings up a 3rd and 5.
Detroit! All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Gone!
Back to throw here. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Here's Michael Pilardi now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. This is fielded at the 27. So 1:51 to go in this first half of play. More from Minneapolis. after this. The fourth down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down. They'll start on the ground with Montgomery. Looking for an opening, not much there. He'll get it to the 39. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Now a 2nd down throw for Kaiser. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. He was looking to get it to Jarvis Landry that time, and that'll make it 3rd down.
There are a good number of coaches at any time they call an in route are really worried about the play because there's so much traffic ordinarily that the ball has to get through to get to the receiver. And on that play, it was batted down.
The Packers on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 9. Working out of the gun. Here's Kaiser. He's got Adams on the hookup. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. The 21 yards there as they convert on 3rd. Kaiser. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down. What a difference a week makes. Last week he hit on over 80% of his passes. This week he's down under 50%. What do you see as the difference?
Well, I think we're used to seeing a drop. If someone's over 80%, they're not going to hold that number, not in this league. But a drop under 50%, that just tells me that the defense has spent a lot of extra time on game films and came up with a really good plan to try and chip away at his timing.
The Packers on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 10. Again, it's Kaiser. Eluding the pressure, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Daniil Hunter. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. Here's J.K. Scott now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And a bit of a mistake there. This is well into the end zone for a touchback. The Vikings offense now heading out to take over. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you've got to figure if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk is a big decision here.
And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Now he'll let it go deep right side. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Jair Alexander. And an alley to run. And a potential turning point as they'll get the football in very good field position late in this first half. Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. And down to the 36-yard line here. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. And now a timeout defensively after that first down play. So they're going to make this offense sweat out half number 1. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the right hash, this from 53. And Crosby puts it through. So we've come to halftime here with the visiting Packers out on top. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, Crosby on now to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. Out come the Vikings. They'll have it first on offense as we begin the third. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution? Or did they think they were just bad plays to call? Yeah. We'll find out pretty quickly here if they feel like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out. Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. After the incompletion, they'll try once more from the 20-yard line on 2nd and 10. And they'll run it here. And he'll get only a couple up to the 22.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Gun!
Looking to throw. And he'll find Galladay. That's complete. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. It'll be a gain of 16 and give him a first down as well. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Now, let's go. Blue, line it.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. That's complete. It's Gordon. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10.
Set. Blue, line it. Blue, line it. Detroit.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. He'll rifle this one deep. That's caught inside the 20. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Give him 30 yards there. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down.
Check. 59.
On 1st down, Murray. And he gets it down close to the 10-yard line. Just what you want on a 1st down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
They'll set up a throw. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. 9 yards on the play there, and it sets him up 1st and goal. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Now they'll run. Murray. And this will result in him losing yardage. Back to the 3. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
And that loss of yards there is not just on him. It's on the guys blocking for him. I mean, they're supposed to create some type of space or at least get a stalemate. They end up letting them through, and they ended up tackling him for a loss.
Buying time to his left. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. In for the score. And the Vikings are able to close the gap just a bit. That's the score you felt they had to have here in the third quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there's an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard and you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
They'll try to run with Murray. And he'll wind up short of the goal line. So they will not be able to get this back within a score as this remains a 10-point differential. So the lead back down to 10 as things get a little more interesting, and the kick is away. That's fielded in the end zone. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. So here are the Packers now. They get set for their first possession of half number 2. They'll try and get the run game going. This is Yeldon. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
Part of the thinking when you bring in extra tight ends, you're hoping that each of your guys gets those one-on-one blocks and creates a crease for your runner. But the converse is, though, you've got to win those one-on-one blocks. And when you don't, that's the result you end up with.
Let's go!
Kaiser now on second down. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. They give them 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Here we go! Grand 38!
Now a handoff to Yeldon. And unable to get downhill there as he'll take this up to about the 37. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Let's go! White 90! White 90! Ohio! Ohio! Flex round! Flex round!
Kaiser to throw it. Looking for Landry, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 44. And they will set up shop at their own 46-yard line. He was looking for Landry that time. And he may want to track down that football because that's interception number 1 on his career.
You're saying that's going into the trophy case?
I'd put it there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's when you ask the equipment guys to make sure they hold it for you after the game. But if you play in the back 7 on defense, that's part of your job, finding ways to take the ball away from the other team.
Throwing right, and that's complete. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards. This quarterback now perfect since the second half started, 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. Throw left side, taken in by Galladay. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. A good pickup there, 22.
Not only have they completed a couple on this drive, but they peeled off some pretty good chunks of yardage, too.
Absolutely. Great start. 2 nice plays in the pass game. Now can they continue to feed off that?
Check three,
10th carry of the game now. Murray. They stopped after only a yard, taking it down to the 14. He really hasn't been able to get on track running the football, averaging less than 4 yards a carry.
Yeah, I think that they're going to enjoy the film session because all the defenders are filling their proper gaps on just about every play. And you know what they always say for a defensive coach? When I click off this film, I better see 11 jerseys in the picture going after the ball carrier.
This will be caught at about the 5. And Allen coughed it up. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball, You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
So they need to determine if that knee was down before the ball was coughed up.
And they also wanted to make sure that the ball was possessed as they were going through it, that the ball wasn't working its way free before the knee hit the ground.
They're quite a turn of events. This is 1st and goal from the 3. Now a handoff looking right. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
I don't know about you, Brandon, but I often think to myself, in these situations, I want a back who can create his own space, who can break tackles, and in a sense, become his own blocker. We don't have that guy in the game right now.
The ball down at the 1 as they come up after the penalty on another 2nd and goal. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. It's the Vikings in possession of the football, but they need some points. They're trailing here to start the 4th. Another shot from the 1 on 2nd and goal. They come out here in the eye. It's a quarterback sneak. And he is not going to get in as the big bodies stop him at the 1. Officially no gain on the sneak. Kind of a wasted play there, and now it's 3rd down. Through a couple of plays, this Green Bay defense is held strong. Now it's 3rd and goal. They'll run for it. This is Murray. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Minnesota. Latavius Murray with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Vikings capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. Now for the extra point, Daniel Carlson. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. And now the Packers get set to go. I'm curious to see, Charles, about the play calling on this drive. Last time out, the interception that led to a touchdown. Here we are. I mean, very close, 1-score game.
Yeah, and if I'm a defender, I'm actually chirping to you on the other side of the ball, saying, hey, we picked off the last one. What you going to do about it now? So when you do throw the football, high percentage, but throw it with confidence. If there's any hesitancy at all, it could end up in enemy's hands again.
And left side here, it's Graham. And down he'll go at the 25. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense...
Kaiser hit, and he lost the football. But it looked like a Packer was able to get this back, and they'll indeed keep possession.
On plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
3rd and long for Kaiser. A deep ball for Dotson. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And all the way down to the 39. It's a big play for the Pack on 3rd. 47 yards. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Kaiser now to throw on 1st down. Looking middle, and it's incomplete. Devontae Adams, the intended receiver. And it's 2nd down. Throwing the football, he's not as sharp as he was last week when he was over 70%. Right now, he's under 50%.
Well, that comes from extra game film, extra time. You know those guys watched him all week, saw how precise he was, and constructed a defense to try and chip away at that. And thus far, they've been successful.
And this one caught by Dez Bryant. First catch for Bryant. He's got a first down.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
Kaiser now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. They'll throw again. Kaiser. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
On 2nd down, Montgomery. And he's eaten up at the line of scrimmage. Might have gotten a yard down to the 16. Well, the objective there, I mean, yes, the positive gain, that's nice, but work some clock.
Yeah, you're exactly right, but the problem for them is still within a possession, so they can't just sit on it running the ball. They'll have to find a way to throw it effectively as well.
Let's go! Brand 38! Brand 38!
Kaiser from the gun on 3rd. Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Marcus May with a pick. And this one will be brought back to the 22. A critical error there in a tight game in the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the 4th quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
Now he's going to throw it back deep over the middle. And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked up by Josh Jones. Now he will take this all the way up past the 40-yard line. He's had his interception woes early in his rookie season, but sometimes that happens. There are great examples of guys in the past that have had those same struggles early.
You are so correct, and what the team and organization is hoping, we're going to see these woes now, but later when we're helping him with his Hall of Fame speech, we'll remember his rookie year and how things began.
They'll start out on the ground. It's T.J. Yeldon, and nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first time out. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. Second down, Kaiser steps away to his left. Breaks through the contact. Able to find a lot of empty space there. Picking up the first down at a 21-yard gain. Well, there you go. Save your best scramble of the day for a big-time situation in the 4th quarter. Picking up the first.
You don't want to use it up early, right? You want to make sure you save it for that exact moment, that key time. And that's what he did, although you and I both know it wasn't planned that way. But what a nice job using his eyes, scanning the field, and realizing when it was time to exit the pocket and go.
And his rough afternoon continues. He's going nowhere again. Tackle there by Alex Anzalone. Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this. Another running situation on the doorstep as they come up 2nd and 10.
Here we go! Brand 38! Brand 38!
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41. And now the question everyone's wondering, look at the clock, late 4th quarter, do they put the ball in the air here on 3rd?
I don't. I run the football, and I tell my offensive line, no leakage up front. I don't want my running back hit as I hand the ball off to him. I don't want any type of an issue. But if I am going to throw it, Quick throw out to the perimeter. Maybe one of my best receivers running a quick slant or something like that.
Here we go. Brand 38. Brand 38.
Kaiser dancing to his left. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. And now we're going to get a timeout defensively. So another stop, 1:50 left in the football game. Here's J.K. Scott now as he's on to punt for Green Bay. And now a low liner. I think he mishit it. And taken right on the 30. That'll go in the books as just a 16-yard punt. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. And now out comes Minnesota. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. They'll look to throw. Flush to his right. Now a desperation throw. Deep depth. This is caught inside the 15. A big play there for Minnesota. 49 yards.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. And on the ground they go with a running back. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
And that's exactly what you want on a 1st down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
Leopard! Leopard!
They'll run it here. This is Marlon Mack. A 5-yard gain, and now they're set up 1st and goal.
I know flashy plays, splashy plays, as people like to call them, that attracts a lot of attention. But let's face it, when you're efficient, that can control a ball game. And I love the game plan they've got going right now.
Back-to-back 5-yard gains. Didn't force the ball downfield. Picked it up on the ground.
Yeah, offensive line, they're getting it done.
They come out here in the eye. They'll try to run it in with Murray. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal. And that carry probably not so much for yardage, just to get the spot that you want to kick the field goal.
And any yardage of game there is really kind of gravy. And this just becomes what my old coach used to say. Get into position to be in position. And that's what they want, the right spot for their kicker to line up the field goal.
The ball down at the 1 as they come up after the penalty on another 2nd and goal. Look at this, a tight end carry. And he will take this one into the end zone for a Viking touchdown. As his guys are in for 6. And the Vikings have taken the lead here in the 4th quarter. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And it would appear, barring some late heroics, they're going to get out of here with a come-from-behind victory. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here. They have time here, partner, for just one final heave.
And I have to look at it from the defense's perspective here. We know what they're going to do on offense. The Hail Mary, try and get guys down there and throw it in the end zone, tip it around and catch it. You've got to have guys back there to defend that. But also, you can't allow the quarterback as much time as he wants to set up and throw it. Maybe you bring a little extra pressure to make sure he gets rid of it quicker.
A little bit of a cat and mouse game. We'll see if they bring that pressure. The crowd's not doing that O-line any favors.
Home field advantage is really kicking in, making it very difficult for them to hear the snap count.
A false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15.
Let's go.
One final shot for Kaiser. He's going to let it fly. And it's incomplete. So their final drive comes up empty. And with that, the ball game is over. Well, Charles, this one's going to be hard to digest. You take the lead into the fourth quarter, lose that lead. Maybe they felt like they let this one slip away a little bit.
They will definitely feel like that because when you have a lead in the fourth quarter, all you talk about doing is finishing and closing a game out. But when you flip it over, how about that? Making the comeback and then finishing the game, sealing it on defense, they will feel jubilant in their locker room.
So for the Vikings, it's an important win for their postseason hopes as they at least get back to 4-5. And they'll have another home date next week as the Detroit Lions come to town. Meanwhile, for Green Bay, they'll lose an important one here as that drops them to 5-4 on the season. And they'll have a chance at redemption next week at home against the Indianapolis Colts.